What if you scribbled an idea on a napkin and it became a limitless scale tech company poised for exit? What if you had a vision of eliminating an inefficiency in your community, industry, or the world, and you had a chance to co-found a company and bring this product or service to the market? What if we could positively impact every social issue with tech? 10x Tech Tank is the #1 daily show for everything tech entrepreneurship. And whether you are technical or not, you will learn, be inspired, and witness transformation in the making. People will share tech ideas on napkins. People will showcase minimum viable tech products. People will explain their cash-flowing tech companies looking for acceleration. And if the person is right, and their idea is right, and the market is right, and the business model is right, then there's a great chance you will witness some serious magic. We are on a mission to build, scale, and sell 10,000 tech companies in 10 years. And we invite you to make history with us. Together, we achieve more.
Welcome to 10x Tech Tank. I'm Jared Yellin.
And Eric Nowoslawki.
All right, who do you think's coming to the show today?
You know, that's our favorite part about the show, though, is we don't even know. Now, so I'm going to say we'll probably have somebody from New Zealand, somebody from India, and 2 people from America.
Yeah, so
I'll just throw it out there.
So it's cool, though, right? Because they come from around the world. And that's what we stand to do here. I don't know how much you know about us and the origin of what even led to this everyday show, Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. There's really not many shows that go live that often, but we committed to it and we followed through on it. And the results have been extraordinary. I mean, every episode, tens of thousands of views, press opportunities, co-founders emerging from places we never even heard of. It's like so invigorating. But the reason this all matters is because 10x Incubator stands to build, scale, and sell 10,000 tech companies over the next 10 years. Listen, I know that sounds a little bit crazy, but we're way more on something than we are crazy. And what we ultimately stand to do is to democratize technology. Give everyone a shot, regardless of their educational background or their skin color or their gender or their ethnicity, regardless of their pedigree or their track record. We want to give them a shot because if the right person shows up with the right idea and the right market and the right business model, well, there might be something there. Not always. It does require us to do a significant amount of due diligence, but there might be. So when we host this show, it's so that people that would never have a platform to pitch their idea now have a platform. And it's for you watching, because I can guarantee you, whether it's tonight or next week or a month from now, you're going to watch an episode and you're going to see someone that looks and sounds just like you. You're going to see someone that you can identify with. And then you're going to start believing in yourself. And you're going to go into that little black book that you have with all these ideas that you've written down that most likely will never evolve into anything because you're too afraid, you're not taking yourself seriously enough. And you're going to pick the one that matters most to you. And then you're going to head over to pitch10x.com and submit it. That's what's going to happen because you saw someone that you can identify with. So that's why we do it. We want to give people a platform that would not have a platform. We want to motivate you to step onto our platform because maybe, just maybe, we can co-found a company together. So here's our ask of you, because this is not just a spectator sport. We need your support as we're hearing these entrepreneurs share their vision. If there's an idea that you love, you stand for, it excites you immensely, please do share in the comments below. And the same holds true if you're not excited about an idea. If for some reason it doesn't land, it doesn't sit well, it doesn't actually give you what you need in the domain that you're in, please share politely in the comments below so that you can influence our decision on taking the next step with the entrepreneur. So with that, let's see who's first in the tank.
What if you knew about Instagram or Slack or Clubhouse when the company was raising a friends and family round at $10,000 per person? What if you were able to see all the tech companies that Grant Cardone and Jared Yellin have co-founded in one place and invest in any that excite you? What if you were able to expand your portfolio into early stage tech companies with extraordinary founders and teams? 10x Tech Angels is the most unique investment club that you will ever find because not only will you see some of the most innovative tech companies at the lowest valuations ever, but you will also be educated on how to pick tech winners, meet other members of our community, and experience the excitement associated with taking an early idea to exit. Become one of the founding members of 10x Tech Angels for an exclusive offer with some extraordinary bonuses. To learn more, visit 10xtechangels.com.
We are back with another entrepreneur in the tank. What is your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Asa Shigapasha, and I'm calling from New York.
Awesome. Well, thank you for being here from New York. You have 5 minutes. Please share your big tech idea. Take it away. We're excited.
Okay, you ready?
I'm ready. Let's do it.
All right, awesome. So, so I'm going to start with a story. And the story is, I about 6 months ago, I had to increase my my wedding ring to a certain size because it got too small. It was really tight in my fingers. So last night, I mean, I'm in New York, so it's been snowing. So last night, I'm cleaning out the snow, and it's only going to take me like 5-10 minutes. So I don't need gloves. And I just happened to rub my hand across my pants, and my ring, which I increased in size, fell off into 4-inch snow. So now this is 6 p.m. at night, so it's dark. I just lost my ring in the snow, and I have to walk back in the house and tell my wife that, right? But I do call her anyway, and I say, hey, listen, I lost a ring in the snow, but I'm gonna go get it. So I got a shovel, hot water, a bucket of hot water. Went out there, started shoving snow in the hot bucket of water. But after about 30 minutes, didn't find the ring. I moved the bucket to pour out the rest of the water, and there it was under the bucket, and I found the ring. So it was one of those things, right? It took me a while to do. And it's very similar to what it takes the amount of time it takes people to find an activity or sport that they like to play. So I've created the Play app, and the idea behind the Play app is that you don't have to Google search to find what you need. I mean, Google searches take you forever. You might not get exactly what you want. A friend may refer to you, someone, let's say, I know a good basketball coach for your kids, but hey, I don't know, it works for us. I don't know if it's going to work for you, because no one wants to take the hit if it doesn't work out for their friends, right? So the idea behind the Play app is that whatever sport you're into, whatever activity you're into, whether you're a parent looking for a professional coach for your child, or a coach to take your child to the next level to collegiate athletics, or you're just a professional who's just looking to improve your golf game, your golf swing, or whatever it is, or you're family that needs your next fun activity. The Play app is a place where you do that. You simply put in your zip code, the sport that you want, and service providers close to you would pop up in the search. Now, the idea behind this is that you're not wasting time, right? Looking for activities, and the activities are right at your fingertips. And that's the idea behind the Play app. And it serves two purposes. Number one, it gives people the ability to find the activities that they need in a very short period of time. Number two, it's another source of revenue for service providers, right? Right now we're in a pandemic, and a lot of service providers have lost a lot of revenue, right? Just being on the Play app is just another revenue stream for them, where they could have access to to customers, potential customers. Because right now, I mean, most people do have websites. Most activity providers, whether it's hiking or canoeing or golf or tennis. I'm a tennis player myself. I have a website. Most customers stumble upon those websites, right? So we're trying to take away the stumbling upon the website and actually go into a place, right? This Play app where you can
How
go.
would it make money? How would the Play app make money? What's the revenue model for the app?
Very good. So 15% of every booking that takes place through the Play app would go to the Play app. Right, so 15%. So if it's $100 golf lesson, Play app would get $15 off the $100 golf lesson.
What's your background? Like what? Give me a little bit of what you've done up to this point in your career.
Very good. So I'm a professional tennis instructor. I played collegiate tennis, Division I tennis in Florida. I also played a little bit of international, professional tennis as well, minor leagues. I'm a science educator. I've been a science educator for over 21 years now.
Cool. How long have you been thinking about this for?
Well, about 10 years ago, I was working for a guy, and the guy gave me a salary, but I didn't have any customers. And I had all these courts, empty courts, tennis courts with no customers. And I say to myself, wouldn't it be great if someone could find exactly where I am, And so that was kind of like the genesis of starting out with a Play app, which started off as a coach app, but I realized that it can expand more and include other activities and other businesses.
So now
I find Google extremely easy to use. And you were saying that there's a lot of wasted time on Google and the play app would save that time. How exactly would it be saving that time?
Well, first of all, in terms of like exactly what you're looking for, right? So if you're looking for, you could say, okay, I need a tennis coach on Google. You type in tennis coach, right, on Google. You're going to come up with thousands of leads to tennis coach. Like what kind of tennis coach do you actually need? Like knowing tennis myself, do you need someone who can just teach a kid how to hit a ball? Do you need someone who can take your child to the next level and win a tennis tournament? You're not going to know that from Google. You're going to know where the tennis courts are, where a tennis facility is, but you're not going to know exactly who that, what you need for your level. So that's where, like, I think Google for short. Yeah.
So now let's say the play app is a huge success and you're really knocking it out of the park.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you then have the same problem as Google, where now every tennis coach is going to be both on the play app and Google?
No, you're not going to have the same situation. This is because, so first of all, depending on where you are, you're going to put in your zip code, you're going to put in your activity, right? Okay, so, and then a list of service providers comes up. Now, what exactly are you looking for? So the list of providers comes up with a profile, right? So the profile comes up right away. So let's say it's John Smith. John Smith's profile is going to come up right away. Here's what he has done, right? His highlights, coach professionally, coach, whatever, and so forth. So he's got his highlights there and he's got a rating, right? So let's go with a 5-star rating. So John Smith has got a 5-star rating, right? So I know that this coach is capable because of what he's able, what his profile tells me to. So I can click on that right away. Now, if I want to keep searching, I can. The other advantage would be that if you're just looking for an activity to do with your family, but you don't know what the activity is, right? You could just put in, I don't know, canoeing, right? Or you could put in outdoor activities and you get a list of outdoor activities. Maybe I haven't hiked before or mountain climbed before, and that option would be there. So it's more than just finding that perfect professional, but it's also about finding activities. I mean, how many of us, I have a family too, run out of ideas all the time. What are we going to do next time? You know what I mean? What are we going to do the next
Well, how do we get, so it's a double-sided marketplace where we need to get the coach, or we'll call it the service provider, on the platform. And we also need to get the individual that's looking for the coach or the service provider on the platform. So we need to start with the coach or the service provider, because if the person's looking and there's nothing to look for, they're going to stop looking. So we need to first get the business on the platform. How do you go about doing that? How do we go, and let's just say we pick New York as an example. How do we get every tennis coach to be on there, and golf coach and dance instructor and soccer coach and canoeer? Like, how do we get all of those on the platform? Like, how would you do that?
So they'll be filling out a form. They'll be filling out, basically my whole thing is I'm going to walk into businesses. I'm going to send emails to businesses right here in New York. Because that's where I live. I've got, friends who are a little bit, all over the, not all over the country per se. I don't have like a whole bunch. I got some Texas, some New York, some California, some Illinois, right? So my whole approach to this was to really, reach out to those and say, hey, listen, could you walk up in any of your areas and just give them this flyer? Hey, listen, it's an increase. It's an opportunity to increase your revenue stream, right? It's not going to cost you anything to sign up. It's going to 5 minutes sign up. You put in your profile, you put in whatever it is that you do, and we're going to get you on our platform. So the idea here is to really just go boots to the ground, emails, phone calls, and just say, hey, listen, it's free. It doesn't cost the provider anything, right? The only time, and it's only going to make you money, right? So if you're getting 10 customers off the Play app that you would have never gotten before, you're a happy business.
Yeah, it's a yes or yes, because it's free. The concern is like how we do it. Like these marketplaces, and this is for you and for everybody, are potentially the greatest economic model in tech, because there's no barrier to entry, which means you can have millions and millions of people enter because they don't have to pay anything to enter. But there's still a financial model, which in your scenario is 15%. So you're getting the best of both worlds, where you can have limitless volume from a data perspective, but you also can have the revenue that kicks in for the potential distribution in the future, and then having obviously cash flow to use to reinvest. But it's hard. Like marketplaces are extremely challenging. Sell me on why we should move to due diligence with you. Like sell me right now. You got 30 seconds. Say something that gets us to say yes to going into diligence. Go for it.
Well, people are never going to stop spending money on sports and activities, right? So they're going to spend it one way or another. Sports is huge right now. Activities are huge right now, hundreds of billions of dollars. And this is just another way to get in on that revenue that comes through sports, those billions of dollars that come through every year, right? So if we don't do it, someone else is going to do it. There are other companies there that are trying this right now, right? So someone else is going to do it if we don't do it. That's the bottom line, right? So someone else is going to be making those hundreds of millions of dollars.
Awesome. Let's see what our audience thinks. What are your thoughts on the Play app? A, would you use it if it was live? Is this where you would go to find the soccer instructor or the tennis professional or the golf professional? Is this something that you would use with your child or even for yourself? And should we move forward into due diligence? Eric, what are you thinking?
So I think that this is really interesting. You've definitely hit upon a problem that I think all families have, but then all people, run into as well. So one thing that I just see with it that we didn't get to discuss is how are you going to keep people on the platform? So with products like Uber, it's very easy to keep people onto the platform because, it doesn't matter who drives you to the airport. You just need somebody to drive you to the airport. And even if you collect that person's contact information, the odds that they're going to be available the next time you need to go to the airport is going to be so low and you're not going to call them. That's easy to keep them on the platform. But now with these people, if you're booking things on the platform and then they find that tennis coach that they really, really like, now they're just going to change phone numbers and they're not going to need each other. You're not going to be needed in the platform. They're going to take you out in the middle. So I'm not sure that we're ready to head into due diligence right now. I would want our team to send you our 10 questions document to go deeper into this, because I'm not a no, but I'm also not a hell's yes. And there's just a couple of things that I would want to have sorted out.
Yeah, so I'm a yes on you. I think you've presented this well. I think your pitch is also very crisp for a very short period of time. I know you were leaving to go to work, so the fact that you're able to pull this off and be really agile, I commend you for it. But to Eric's point, there's vulnerability with the model, which is once you find the tennis professional and you pay that first $100 lesson, and the professional gets $85 of it, that now the professional's like, yeah, just pay me separately through the side over here, and they're going to get the full 100%. So what I would like to see you think about with this idea, if this matters to you enough, is what is the utility that you can offer on this platform so that the tennis professional, the golf instructor, they're hyper motivated to use this platform. Like, what can this do other than just get them a new client or a new person to pay them a fee? And if you can figure out the utility in this, which means that people can't live without it, like the soccer coach, the tennis instructor, the dance instructor, they can't live without it because it's driving their business. Well, now you don't have the risk that Eric shared, but I didn't hear that today. So I'm a maybe as well, because I'm a yes for you. Otherwise I would say no for due diligence. So go through the process if this matters to you enough, and it's going to get you to start thinking about what's the utility in this? What's the utility in this? Because if you came to us and you're like, hey, I have an audience of millions of coaches from around the world across all different niches, and they're just looking for me to build a marketplace, and the second I do it, they're all going to come onto this platform and tell everybody they know to use this platform instead of going to them directly, we would have said yes. But we didn't hear that from you. So now we're like, okay, anyone could do this. Like, anyone could go and hustle and knock on doors and build the basic marketplace. But what's going to create stickiness is the fact that it's a utility that people can't live without. Think about what that would be for yourself, because you are the end user of this, and then go through the process with us again with the questions, and then we'll see where we land. Appreciate you, and thanks for coming to the tank. All right, after commercial break, we'll have another entrepreneur in the tank.
What if there was a simple business toolkit that got you paid by your clients, customers, and patients? What if you can set up your account in seconds and begin benefiting from all of the features in minutes? What if this entire platform is free? Business Toolkit is revolutionizing the way small businesses and sole proprietors are running their businesses by enabling you to manage your sales process from one platform from start to finish. Imagine canceling your expensive scheduling software, or discontinuing your clunky invoicing software, or eliminating your pricey task management software, and instead using one platform, your Business Toolkit, to drive your business forward. And don't forget, Business Toolkit is free. Sign up ASAP and begin saving money while you make way more money than ever before.
We are back with another entrepreneur in the tank. What is your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Anthony Wokuku. I'm calling from Freetown, Sierra Leone in West Africa.
Excellent.
Awesome. Well, thank you for being here all the way from Africa. You have 5 minutes to share your tech idea, Anthony. Please take it away. We're excited to hear.
Okay. I'm one of the co-founders of SoftPay Financial Services Limited. We are currently licensed by the Central Bank of Sierra Leone to operate a digital financial services. Our focus at this stage is on digital payment system. Okay. Our main aim is to make payment easier.
Does this already exist? Anthony, did you build this already, or this is just an idea?
Excuse me.
Is this just an idea, or did you build this already?
Okay, we have a license already. We have already built our app. So the license just came in last week. We are supposed to start operation in February 2022.
Congratulations. So what do you need? Where do you need the most help?
We need both financial and also what you guys brought to the table. I think you have advisors, and as an incubator, there's huge things you guys will bring to the table to help us succeed. If we're going to be a unicorn company, I think we need people like you behind us.
What does your team look like, Anthony? Well, who's on your team right now?
Okay, my team, there are two of my team. One is Michael, who has been with me in telecommunication and ISP for the past 12 years now. Another one is Isaac, who has been with me for 5 years in telecommunication and also have a banking experience. Those are my three major team. Mike is going to be our operation. Isaac is our CTO.
How much money have you raised, or have you funded this yourself?
For ourselves, we've put in close to $1 million on our own money, which is almost exhausted.
So you put $1 million in this.
Just to get to the license and the app, the license took us about 18 months to go through. So it's been a very...
What have you done? What did you do before this to have $1 million of resources to invest? Like what have you done up to this point?
Well, in 2019, we invested in telecommunication. That is how I came to Africa. We invested in telecommunication, and they were given an ISP license, and we run that company till 2016, and we also set up another company called SoftLink. SoftLink is currently an ISP company in Sierra Leone.
Good.
And so what's the revenue model? We've heard some payment processors charge like a 15% fee before for all of the payments that go through their gateway. What's your revenue model?
The revenue model is between 1% to 5%. There are 4 key areas in our revenue. One is the merchant system, where the merchant actually collects digital payment. We charge between 1% to 2%. For international fund transfer, where people transfer money into the country, we charge between 1% to 5%. For what is called bulk transfer within the country for salary and for payment, we charge between 1% to 2%. So it's based on transaction. If you charge something for $100, we charge you between 1% or 2%. That is the revenue model.
And what's your revenue to date? How much money have you made?
We haven't started. We're about to start February.
Oh, okay.
The license.
What's the competitive landscape like? How much competition is there?
Okay, there are about 13 companies. 11 of them are banks. Okay, banks are not using wallets, but they also do money transfer. There are 2 mobile companies involved. That makes it 13. So in the merchant market, let me give you an example. In Sierra Leone, there are 2.1 million merchants. Less than 1,000 are using debit card, credit card, merchant account. Less than 1%.
So how do you go to market? How do people find that you exist? Because there are 13 competitors right now, which maybe there's not that many, but how do you navigate through that? Like how do people find you as an option?
Okay, when you look at the merchant, one of our marketing system we're going to be using it, we're going to get into trade fair because I understand how the trade fair goes. Because it gives us a lot of seminar because the merchant market is still very much open. 2.1 million, less than 1,000 are using debit card, credit card, or any digital payment, less than 1,000. So we're going to use trade shows beside radios, and we're going to also use the UN, who are already in the market trying to educate the populace using digital payment.
Got it. Let's see what our audience thinks. What are your thoughts of Anthony and what he's accomplished so far? Amazing, Anthony and team. You're launching soon. It's so exciting. I want to commend you for making it to this point. I'm sure many people have thought about doing this. You actually did it, and you put $1 million into this company. Congratulations to you. All right, what are your thoughts? Should we move forward with due diligence? Eric, what are you thinking?
So Anthony, I would want to commend you as well. You've come a really long way. As far as the kind of, investment thesis that we have and things like that, we always talk about like a blue ocean and a red ocean. So a blue ocean is completely clear seas and, there's nobody else into the marketplace. But the problem is you're going to have to educate everybody into the marketplace. Now, obviously, this doesn't seem like that. This seems more like that red ocean where there's a lot of competition in the red ocean and you're going to have to compete on price. And it's a tough ocean to differentiate yourself in. And I'm just worried because of the amount of competition that is in this marketplace, that it's going to be extremely difficult to differentiate ourselves between the other competitors without, a really large sales and marketing budget. So for that reason, I'm not sure if it's a right fit for the incubator, but I really wish you the best of luck on everything you've done. You've come so far.
Yeah, so I'll tell you where I stand. I think you're dancing in both oceans, actually. I think it's a red ocean because there's these 13 other options. Then you mentioned that but no one doing it the way you're doing it, which I don't fully understand. But it was only 5 minutes, so it's not your fault. It's just the short time we have together. But if that truly is the case, is that there's 13 competitors, but what you're doing is that unique. My fear is that you're like in really dangerous territory because you have a red ocean from the standpoint of getting attention, but you also have a blue ocean from the standpoint of education. And that's just an expensive place to be. And what we look for is to try to de-risk early stage tech. And this feels potentially too risky. Plus, we have to lean on you immensely in the African market, obviously, for your knowledge, you're there, et cetera. I don't see how we help you get to where you want to get to faster. So for that reason, I'm a no. I'm just a yes on you and what you've done. You should be very proud of yourself. It's so impressive what you've been able to pull off. And kudos to you for putting in $1 million and believing in your vision that much. We tell entrepreneurs all the time, if you believe in the vision that much, whatever that number is for you, like for you is $1 million, maybe for another person it's $10,000. You gotta go and put some resources in so that anyone you're going to ask for money, they're like, yeah, I see that they're fully invested, not just their time, but they put their own resources in as well. Kudos to you. I wish you nothing but the best of luck. All right, after commercial break, we'll have another entrepreneur in the tank.
This is the great secret of my life. The thing that has made me is one word. Dude, this thing is so big. It's about the 10X movement.
The 10X movement had really improved my life dramatically.
Now I'm a millionaire because of it.
Our business was at $2 million. This year we're on projection to do $25 million.
Our revenue went up 29%.
We've already got our tickets for next year as well.
Before we even started, I could go home right now and I got my money's worth.
That's why I come to GrowthCon, and I'll always come to GrowthCon.
10X means a lot to me. 10X, like I told you, is just the beginning. 10 times more power to help those that need it the most. 10 times more power to motivate and inspire those out there. Give him a 10X!
With other people witnessing what's happening with us, is like chains are being broken from families everywhere.
I'm gonna tell you, 10X, it was a lifesaver, a life changer for me. And just because of what it's done for my family and what it's done for me.
And this is where people get stuck, and that's why we do the 10X Growth Conference, to get you out of comfort, to get you out of comparing yourself to somebody in Pakistan that has nothing. We want to make this a big event for you. Our goal is to change your lives. Welcome to your 10X Growth Conference.
There we got it. More entrepreneurs sharing their vision, sharing their dreams, sharing their aspirations, sharing their napkins. It's so interesting. I always think about like the companies that exist today that we just can't live without, right? These big tech companies and even non-tech companies. And everything starts as an idea. It's funny, years ago, I used to go to different trade shows and conferences, and I know you've gone to many of them as well. And when I would go, I would never even think to myself, what does it take to set this event up? Like all these vendors, like I just pictured their booths just like falling from the sky and just landing perfectly in place with all their flyers laid out. And then I had to actually host my own experience. And I went to an event and I had to set everything up from scratch. I'm like, this is really intense.
Yeah.
I have so much empathy for these vendors that are standing there just hoping to get one sale. And I think that people in entrepreneurship don't realize like where ideas actually begin.
Yeah.
Like they just start as a concept. And the person that had the thought, they take themselves seriously enough to speak into it.
Yeah.
One of the things that we've learned now, running an incubator that is radically changing the way that entrepreneurs exist in this world as we build, scale, and sell 10,000 tech companies over the next 10 years. So we've learned how to get attention and keep attention. And there's 3 things, and I want to share this with you right now. So as you're watching this, you could find a way to deploy it for yourself and ultimately deploy it on us so that you could potentially co-found with us. So the first thing is declare your moonshot. So for us, it's build, scale, sell 10,000 tech companies over the next 10 years. The second thing you need to do is what we call maniac action. So maniac action means you're taking so much action so quickly that anyone that's watching, they think that you're crazy, but also onto something. And then the third thing is you need to talk about it a lot. You need to talk about what you're doing a lot. Don't keep it a secret. And if you do all 3 of those things, which sounds simple, but the execution of it takes quite a bit of effort and commitment and confidence, you're going to get a ton of attention. And then you'll get our attention. And with our attention, it might just lead to you co-founding a tech company with Grant Cardone, myself, and the entire 10X Incubator team. So I hope that what tonight represents for you is an experience where you start seeing yourself as what we call a sexy tech founder. You start seeing yourself differently than you did prior. Like this morning, you woke up and you saw yourself for who you are, and now you see yourself as someone that has the ability to produce possibility. And that possibility is that tech company that you scribbled on a piece of paper that you've never taken yourself serious enough to execute on. So I invite you and I challenge you, and I want to give you a little bit of a push to submit your idea. Head over to pitch10x.com, PITCH number 10, and then x.com, and submit your idea. Let our team review it. It's free to submit it. We will then review it, and if we see potential, we're going to invite you to pitch us on the show. And that might just be the pitch that changes your entire life forever. I hope it is. I'm excited for you. Thank you for watching this episode, and we'll see you on the next show. Bye for now.
Which napkin will become the next exit? Which MVP will evolve into a unicorn? Which cash-flowing tech company will reach the next level? Our hope and desire is that it's yours. Your idea, your MVP, your cash-flowing tech company. Now is your time. Head over to 10xincubator.com and submit your idea so that you get on the tank and give us the chance to transform your napkin into an exit. That's 10xincubator.com. That's 10xincubator.com. Let's go.